My focus right now is Sean Combs because he's a trafficker, most likely because he was victimized by his mentor, Clive Davis.
Rumor has it, allegedly, Diddy got on his knees for Clive Davis in 1994.
But he got a boss too, and his boss name is Clive Davis. Clive run him. Diddy don't run himself.
Diddy was reportedly approached by federal authorities with a request to provide information about Clive Davis, the influential figure behind Bad Boy Records. Allegations suggest Davis has long held power in the music industry from behind the scenes. A potential plea deal could uncover some of Hollywood's darkest secrets, placing Diddy, Will Smith, and Clive Davis at the center of the investigation. This development raises the possibility that Diddy may not have been the main orchestrator of the alleged misconduct, but rather part of a larger, more complex network.
Clive Davis put Sean Combs in position. That's what Clive Davis does. The amount of abuse that Janis Joplin suffered when she wanted to leave Clive Davis management. The amount of abuse Whitney Houston suffered when she was ready to write her book. And then all of the abuses that she suffered. You know, Luther Vandross, that was nasty work, Clive. Swinging it at Jay-Z's knees. I'm swinging it at Clive Davis's knees. And I'm swinging it at anybody else's knees who has had anything to do with this tyranny, with this evil.
Clive Davis, Diddy's mentor and one of the most influential figures in the music industry, is credited with signing some of the biggest names in hip-hop. He played a major role in teaching Diddy how to run Bad Boy Records and was instrumental in setting up the foundation of Diddy's empire. Allegedly, Davis also introduced Diddy to the world of so-called freak-off parties, exclusive, secretive, gatherings rumored to involve celebrities and powerful industry figures. Before Diddy, it's said that Clive Davis himself was organizing these events. One of the most controversial claims is that Davis hosted a party the same night Whitney Houston died, while her body remained in a bathtub just floors above at the same hotel. Despite the tragic circumstances, the party reportedly went on, reflecting an attitude that many now associate with Diddy himself.
And that's not my doing. That's not Cassie doing. That's his doing and his learned behavior from the people that mentored him. You gotta realize, man, he learned from Andre Harrell. He learned from Russell Simmons. He learned from Clive Davis. You understand? When those people are telling you that they were heavy into the drugs, they was heavy into beating women and doing things at that age, at that crazy stage, that's gonna make him think that he could get away with the same thing that they was getting away with back then. You understand? The things that he was saying, you know, the touchy-feely between two men and all that stuff like that, man. All that, he learned that from them dudes. When I told y'all the story, when me and my man went up to Russell Simmons and he had a house and he had a man in bikini drawers in his bedroom, in his bed. You understand? Bruh, this is that he learned. I'm assuming he learned it from them. Let me put that. And I'm not gonna say alleged because I saw that for my own self. My man was with me, Slick was with me, and we saw that for our own self.
Clive Davis is often credited with shaping Diddy into the powerful and controversial figure he is today. Allegations have surfaced over the years suggesting that Clive may have had a personal relationship with Diddy beyond business. One user on Twitter wrote, "Sean Diddy Combs was given his bad boy imprint by Arista's Clive Davis, who is openly gay." What Sean may have had to do for that wealth isn't uncommon among successful black men in entertainment and politics. All that glitters is not gold. Run your own race and let the next man run his. Though unverified, such statements reflect the growing speculation about what happens behind closed doors in the entertainment industry.
The result of being around that man, Sean Puffy Combs, I don't sleep to this day. I have a problem sleeping to this day. Like, yo, man, I'm here to work, man. I ain't sang in a week. I mean, I'm 13 years old, and I'm telling him, look, you're gonna put me in the studio, man. You got Biggie Smalls in there. You got Craig Mack in there. I'm not here to party with you. I don't want to go to the clubs. Matter of fact, I'm too young to even be in here. Why you got me in clubs? We would fight. We would tussle.
And I always say, stay with your kid. I don't care what they say, because they tried to push me out. They didn't want me in. They would actually say, you know, you're too close to the project. No, I'm not. Because remember, Usher went to stay with Puffy. Now that was a business decision right there, because I didn't know Puffy. I didn't know him.
How old was he?
Usher was 15. He lost his voice.
Physically or just?
You know, puberty. He's growing and he lost his voice. So he lost his range. So the record company felt like, okay, this is not a great investment. So Puffy was there, and I will never forget it. We had this conversation and he said, you're going to have to trust me. That was really, really a hard decision.
Diddy reportedly took what he learned from Clive Davis and continued a troubling cycle of alleged abuse that some believe still persists today. Following in Clive's footsteps, Diddy mentored young artists like Usher and Justin Bieber. Usher was just 13 years old when his mother entrusted him to Diddy, believing he could help launch her son's career. Diddy promised to make Usher a star and asked for her trust. Despite reportedly knowing Diddy's reputation, Usher's mother is said to have moved forward with the arrangement, raising questions about the decisions made and the price of fame in the music industry.
I moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp?
Yeah,
Flavor
that's
Camp.
what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s. Do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans, Jodeci, Mary J. Blige. They didn't know nothing about this shit.
Oh.
I was having a good time. You know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 a.m. with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And what do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem. I had like,
what
like a living.
Life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell.
During his time under Diddy's mentorship, Usher was reportedly exposed to a highly sexualized environment at a very young age. In a 2004 interview with Rolling Stone, around the release of his Confessions album, Usher himself confirmed aspects of this experience. He recalled that Diddy introduced him to a different world, one where sex was deeply intertwined with the industry lifestyle. Usher described the atmosphere in Diddy's home, saying there were always women around, and that it wasn't unusual to walk in on people engaged in sexual activity, sometimes even group encounters. Sex is so hot in the industry, man, Usher noted in the interview, offering a glimpse into the chaotic and unfiltered world behind the scenes of stardom.
We want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close. But it's just like, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, and you did it.
No. I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. Shout out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even I don't want it to come close to the bed at all. Usher look like he fresh off a goddamn plane.
Fresh off the garden stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, pause, but like just out. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get them early with me. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
what the f*** did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this but me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes, and we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen, that was fucking stupid. Listen, having a good time.
About Usher, they were obtained by Radar Online, and apparently back in 2009 or 2010, he had contracted herpes and passed it on to a celebrity stylist having unprotected sex with her. He had to pay $1.1 million to that woman for severe emotional distress, and he also covered her medical bills. That case was settled back in 2012. Now, allegedly, there was a greenish discharge from his penis.
Whoa, that's a booger. You can get penis boogers? I didn't know that.
He said he went to the doctor. He was cleared of any STDs, so the woman went on and continued. Now, if I notice a greenish discharge oozing out of your penis.
This ain't Nickelodeon.
I don't know that I would
That ain't
continue.
slime. What you gonna say? I know all these kids playing with slime nowadays, but no.
I don't care who you are, okay?
Nothing green supposed to be coming out your penis.
Nah, not at all.
That's not how this works.
Nope.
Yellow comes out my penis and white.
As Usher got older, he reportedly became a regular presence at Diddy's infamous freak-off parties, often seen spending time closely with the music mogul. Over the years, rumors have circulated suggesting that Usher may have been sexually exploited during the period he lived with Diddy, though Usher has never publicly confirmed or denied these claims. Some observers point to Usher's later personal struggles as potential signs of deeper issues. In 2018, Usher faced legal troubles when he was sued for allegedly transmitting herpes to 2 women and 1 man. Court documents revealed that he settled the case privately, paying $1.1 million to have the lawsuit dismissed.
I was flown out to Atlanta by a manager. His name's Scooter Braun. Flown out to Atlanta just to meet with him and meet different producers and different people. I was actually going to meet Jermaine Dupri at his studio. And who rolls up? Usher in his Range Rover. Yeah, rolls up, and I was like, "Is that who I think it is?" And Scooter was like, "Yeah." And so I ran up to him and I was like, Usher, I love your songs. You want me to sing you one?" And he was like, "Let's just go inside, little buddy. It's cold out." So the politest possible way he could say no, he did. And I was like, wow, he just turned me down. And I was a little disappointed. He had to go into a studio session, so I was like, whatever. And a week later, he actually watched my videos with my manager and was like, oh my gosh, why didn't I let him sing? So flew me back to Atlanta where I got to meet him again, and he wanted to sign me. But there was something else.
Justin Timberlake, right?
Yes, Justin Timberlake also wanted to sign me. It was like kind of like, what happened was Justin Timberlake and Usher both went into a ring and boxed it out. And the outcome was Usher. I think it was a TKO.
In later years, Usher maintained a close relationship with Diddy and eventually stepped into the role of mentor himself. When Usher began working with new talent, he played a key role in launching Justin Bieber's career. According to some accounts, Usher introduced Justin to Diddy, fully aware of Diddy's controversial reputation. Justin was initially contacted by Layface Records, Usher's label, and Usher's manager L.A. Reid quickly saw Justin's potential and signed him. It's been suggested that Usher only became more directly involved in Bieber's development after realizing that Diddy had taken a strong interest in the young artist.
I don't think he's coming back out anytime soon.
I'm scared that the security will pull out. I keep running.
I do feel bad, sorry for him. We're all trying to bombard.
Oh my god, I thought they talked to me.
Justin Bieber's rep is breaking their silence on recent rumors regarding drug use. A rep for the singer, who shares 6-month-old son Jack Blues Bieber with wife Hailey Bieber, is firing back at recent claims that Justin has been using hard drugs. His rep tells TMZ on February 23rd that it's, quote, absolutely not true. His team adds that it's been a very transformative year for Justin as he, quote, ended several close friendships and business relationships that no longer served him. As Justin's 31st birthday approaches on March 1st, he's focused on his family and his music, not speculation about his health, which his rep calls, quote, exhausting and pitiful, and shows that despite the obvious truth, people are committed to keeping negative, salacious, harmful narratives alive.